Good morning, welcome to my channel. This morning we're going to go pick up a Skyjack 3219, I believe. We'll see what's wrong with it, get it back, and then we'll check it out and fix whatever problems are going on. Thanks for watching. Okay, the first thing we got to check is this brake lock is not releasing. The left side releases, but this one I tried turning it and it won't release. I think it's seized inside the slide, so we'll have to check that out. So let's see what we can do with it. That completely released. Okay, that's released, and I know that for sure there's a bag stuck in there. People that had it were painters, so this is probably plastic for masking. Let's see if we can work this back and forth. afraid I'm going to flare that. Well, let's see. I think the vibration is cleaning it up. How about that? Look at that, it's working. Looks like it's working. Right. All right, let's give it a try. Well, it's partially working. It's going backwards, which is more than it did. These are releasing now. Okay, well, it looks like this is the battery side. Some of these terminals need to be cleaned. This battery here may not be any good. Looks like it's sweating more than the rest. So we'll clean these terminals and check the water in the battery, and then we'll see what's going on. Okay, I think before we take that controller off, we'll check these wires. Make sure these are all tight. It's not getting anything over here. This is definitely a bad idea. I don't know what happened here. But we should fix that. Get a bolt and fix that. Okay, I think we're going to take this apart and see what's going on. And then we'll go from there. See a lot of tampering here. There's a good chance somebody's already been in here trying to fix this, which we can buy a new one online pretty cheap. Not cheap, but reasonable. Let me take that last screw off. Okay, we're going to check continuity from the power supply to the drive solenoid and see if we have continuity. So I'm going to set you up so that you can see the ohm meter, and then I'll show you where we are ohming from. Set this to ohms. So we have good continuity all the way down to the junction block. Now let's check for power at that junction block. To show you, this is the reverse side. You should have power there. You can see immediately the power goes up. So this is where we're testing for power. It's circuit 16, which is this one right here. I'm sorry, this one right here. This is circuit 16. So that's where we're checking for power. That's the junction to this solenoid. And I already tested it here for continuity. It does have continuity there. So the next thing we want to check, which is probably kind of going backwards, but we'll check it, is this is the circuit for the drive. So if we check that for power, when we put it in the drive mode, nothing. So, but if we check the supply side of this switch, we've got power. So it's just not making it through the switch. Which means we need to replace this switch. But I think I'm going to run a jumper just to prove this. So I'm going to jumper this from these two terminals right here. So let's show you that. Okay, this is the power supply when you run the joystick, and this is the Did you hear that? It actually works. So it's just in that switch. But I think to prove it, we'll put a jumper between those two circuits and then see if it drives forward. Okay, so now we've got that jumper in there. Let's try it. We got to turn the power on. Okay, the wire I actually jumped it from earlier was the dead man switch and not the forward drive position. So now I've got it jumpered correctly. So it goes from the red to the white with the black stripe, and that is forward. So let me show you that it works now. If you activate the dead man switch, it doesn't do anything, but then it goes forward. So it's real easy to see that all it is this 3-position switch that needs to be replaced. So we'll get that coming. We'll install that and then recheck it to make sure everything's working properly. Okay, let's check these batteries. This one looks suspicious just because it's sweating so much. So I'm going to take the cables off, clean them, and we'll load test the battery and see how it's doing. cables are a little corroded. You're a little further away, but I think you can see. Okay, let's take a brush to these cables. Check the voltage and load test it and see how it holds up. Okay, this is about as old school as it gets, but it's an effective way of testing. So we're right at 6 volts. So let's load test it and see. Oh, that held up, so maybe it's not as bad as I thought. Let's see if we can clean this a little better though here. Okay, let's bolt this back up. Nice and tight. Okay, we got the new switch, so let's check it out and see if it looks right. Comes with all the screws. Looks like it comes with the nut to mount it. Let's pull these out. Okay, it looks right. It's got terminals on both sides. This is the center, the supply terminals, and then this is the load terminals. So switch back and forth from drive to lift. Let's get the other one off. Let's take this nut off. And it's got a little indicator dial right there that keeps it indicated correctly. That's the switch right there. Let's see if we can get it out far enough to where we can get to the wires. There we go. Just in case. Okay, this wire goes on the front terminal here. Let's put new screws on it. So this goes right here. Make sure they're nice and tight. Okay, that's that one. There's nothing in the second terminal. Then this is the wire that supplies the power to the forward drive that we were having trouble with. So again, we'll put a new screw in there, give you some light there. So that goes on the third terminal. Let's use a bigger screwdriver here. Okay, that one. Then this one. Goes there. Okay, got that row. Next, now let's put it back in the box. Oh, you know what? I've got to put a support nut so it doesn't have to go in too deep. So we'll put this one in. Like that. put this in there. I think that all we need is the new nut. You guys see in there? Okay, we got power. Let's try the lift mode first. Let's try the drive mode. How about that? Works? Okay, I think we're good. The only thing I'm going to try to do, I want to figure out something I can put over here, like just a flap or something, a rubber flap, to keep the water off of that a little bit. I know they're supposed to be made to handle it, but I would say that if we put something over it, it might be better to keep the water out of the box, because I'm sure that's probably what damaged that switch. Okay, well, it looks like this thing is done. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.